Singapore is the perfect country. It has the world's best airport, the strongest currency in Asia, and internet speeds that make the rest of the world jealous. For 20 years, if you were a tech giant, Google, Meta, or Amazon, there was only one place to build your Asian headquarters, the little red dot. But recently, the unthinkable happened. Singapore said no. When tech companies knocked on the door asking to build more data centers to power the AI revolution, the Singaporean government slammed the door shut. Why? Because the island is hitting a physical limit. It is running out of the one resource that AI needs more than code: electricity. This decision has triggered the biggest tech migration in Southeast Asian history. Billions of dollars are flowing across the bridge to a place that used to be known only for cheap gas and groceries: Johor Bahru, Malaysia. Welcome to Sea Insider Stories. Today, we investigate the spillover effect. Is this the end of Singapore's tech dominance, or the birth of a new global mega-region? To understand this crisis, we have to look at the physics of artificial intelligence. A traditional data center is just a storage room for files, but an AI data center is a furnace. The chips from Nvidia run so hot, they need industrial-scale cooling. By 2019, data centers in Singapore were already consuming 7% of the country's total electricity supply. For context, the global average is less than 1%. The government panicked. Singapore generates 95% of its power from imported natural gas. They realized that if they kept approving data centers, they would miss their 2030 climate targets and potentially destabilize the national grid. So, in 2019, they imposed a moratorium, a complete ban on new data center projects. For 3 years, the industry froze. But while Singapore paused, the demand for AI exploded. ChatGPT launched, and suddenly, everyone needed computing power. The tech giants had billions to spend, but nowhere to plug in. Just 1 kilometer north, across the Causeway, Malaysia saw an opportunity. Johor Bahru has 2 things Singapore lacks: massive land and cheap power. The price difference is brutal. Industrial electricity in Singapore costs around 20 to 27 US cents per kilowatt hour. In Malaysia, it is roughly 10 cents. That's a 50% discount on your biggest operating cost. The floodgates opened. Nvidia partnered with Malaysian tycoon YTL Power to build a $4.3 billion AI cloud park in Kulai. Microsoft bought land for a massive data center region. ByteDance, TikTok, is investing $350 million. GDS and AirTrunk are building hyperscale campuses in the Sedanak Tech Park. In just 24 months, Johor went from a backyard to the fastest growing data center market in Southeast Asia. It wasn't a trickle, it was a tsunami of capital. Critics say Singapore is losing out, but smart money sees something else. We are witnessing the formation of a twin city economy, similar to Hong Kong and Shenzhen. Singapore remains the headquarters. It holds the legal teams, the banking infrastructure, and the high latency trading servers. Johor becomes the engine room. It hosts the power-hungry AI training clusters and storage clouds. This isn't accidental. In January 2024, the prime ministers of both countries signed an MOU for the Johor-Singapore Special Economic Zone, JS-SEZ. They are building a passport-free QR code immigration system. They are completing the RTS link train to commute between the 2 cities in 5 minutes. Singapore is actively outsourcing its energy problem to Malaysia, while keeping the intellectual property rights and financial flows in Marina Bay. But this boom comes with a dark side. Data centers don't just eat electricity, they drink water. A large facility can consume millions of gallons of water daily for cooling. Malaysia is already facing water stress. Residents in Johor are asking, will our taps run dry so that ChatGPT can write poetry? Furthermore, there is a talent war. Singaporean companies are sucking up Malaysian engineering talent, driving up wages, but creating a shortage for local Malaysian firms. The Malaysian government, led by Tenaga Nasional Berhad, TNB, is rushing to upgrade the grid to handle this load. If they fail, the lights in Johor might start flickering too. The borders of business are dissolving. Investors need to stop looking at Singapore and Malaysia as separate economies. In the AI era, they are fusing into one ecosystem. The winner isn't Singapore or Malaysia. The winner is the region. Together, they are becoming the only place in the world that offers Swiss-level financial security with Chinese-level manufacturing costs. But the question remains, can Malaysia manage the environmental cost of being the world's server room? What do you think? Is Johor smart to take Singapore's spillover? Or are they inheriting an environmental burden? Let us know in the comments.